Migration has been one of the biggest political issues in Germany since Mohammed first arrived in Berlin in 2014. With every election campaign, the topic has only grown more prominent. As the debates raged on, Mohammed felt they were missing something, an understanding of why people came in the first place. That's why he started a project of free walking tours, explaining the war in Syria through the eyes of someone who lived it. But the December ousting of former President Bashar al-Assad has given his tours a new twist, just as it has reshaped the wider political debate, bringing a new question into focus: the possibility of return. Assad's fall came just 2 months before the 23rd of February snap election, with migration turning into the hottest topic in the campaign. The conservative CDU party, which is expected to win, has pledged to take tougher stance on the issue, criticizing migration policies of the governments of SPD's Olaf Scholz and CDU's Angela Merkel.
Well, the Conservatives are currently in the election campaign mode, and they are, of course, trying to address the immediate migration critic atmosphere. For the first time in our political system, the Conservatives voted together with the Alternative for Germany, a right-wing populist party, for a number of claims, including the refusal of entry to Germany from neighboring countries. And this is a highly symbolic concept, and it won't have any immediate implications because the government is not bound to this decision by Parliament. But of course it sets a tone for a potential future government.
The CDU's promises of a more restrictive migration policy, along with calls from some of its politicians for Syrians to return immediately after Assad's fall, have raised concerns within the community. Many fear that the new government could enforce strict measures, mandating their swift return. However, a swift return is not an option for most of them. Many Syrians in Germany have spent years rebuilding their lives and will take time to carefully assess their options before considering a return.
9 million people left throughout 10 years. They're not going to get back in weeks, especially because there is still a lot of concern, a lot of anxiety of where is this going, what are we going to do, are things going to be the way that everybody's picturing it, especially because there is like a zillion question of where is things going, what's happening, what kind of government we're going to have. There is plenty of these questions.
Many thus seek to visit the country first to evaluate the situation and see how the country has changed since they left.
I think we're going to see a lot of people going back, trying to assess their situation, if their home is still around or not, if their whole neighborhood is still around or not, because a lot of people, not just their home, the whole neighborhood does not exist anymore. I already have a lot of my friends that did it. If I had also the opportunity to go, I would have done it for a week or two.
Despite living in Germany for over 10 years, Mohammed is still waiting for his citizenship, and a return to Syria would mean risking his current status.
By law, if you got an asylum from Syria, you shouldn't go back to Syria. Some people have different residencies, maybe they could do that, but for the majority it's not the case. Even if you do have a permanent residency, but it was based on humanitarian reasons, would Germany or Europe or any country of Europe saying like, oh, the reason of why we gave you a residency is gone and you've decided to go and forfeit that. So there is some of that anxiety to it.
We have heard from the Ministry of Interior that they're going to look into a pragmatic solution for those Syrians who are interested in going back to Syria to have a visit and get an impression. So I think the outgoing government might still offer that chance. The question is whether the future government and the CDU will also stick to that line.
Experts urge the CDU to adopt a sustainable approach, collaborating with both the local community and the new Syrian government to support state building in Syria.
A long-term strategy is needed, and no short-term thinking should replace that, because Only if you look at what helps Syria, you will also have sustainable and long-term chances that people will actually go back. And that's not clear yet, what the future of Syria is.
The future of Germany is also not clear. While the CDU is likely to win and implement more restrictive policies, the next government's approach to Syrians has yet to be defined. In the meantime, Syrians are left caught between hope and uncertainty, unsure of what lies ahead for both themselves and the future of Syria and Germany.